In this video, we're going to focus on printing postcards. And for this example, I'm going to imagine that we're going to print a postcard and send it out to all the individuals that are signed up for our mission trip to Mexico event. And so the first thing I want to do is go do my sort, and I'll click on Profile, and then I've actually saved this sort ahead of time, so I'll click on Mission Trip to Mexico. It sorts out those individuals for me in my ministry profile, and now I can click on Print, and you can notice that it keeps those individuals listed that are going on the mission trip to Mexico only. So now I want to do the postcard, and I can click on Postcard here to the right, and I have a couple different postcards to choose from. Now these last three postcards are Microsoft Word postcards, so if I click on those I will need to use the Print to Word button. I won't be able to print these postcards using the standard print because these are Word only postcards that have been made in templates earlier, and they are included on version 4.21 of the Inspire Youth Assistant and Children's Assistant softwares. But in this case I'm going to show you how to make a new postcard directly out of Inspire. So we'll click on Insert, and we will say that we're wanting to send this postcard to remind them about bringing their permission slip, or if they don't need a permission slip, bringing their required forms or medical forms. So we'll give it a description just to kind of identify what this postcard is actually referring to, or what it actually does. And we'll say that it's going to be for medical forms. And we'll put this under a contact, and we'll use the default printer on this as well. We'll click Next, and now I choose what size of postcard I want this to print out on. If I do a 5x3, I can use the Avery 5388 stock, or I can use the 5389 for the 6x4 postcard. I'll get a few more postcards per page if I do a 5x3, and I just simply start typing in the information. The reason we have the Avery stock next to this is so that you can purchase this, and Avery stock is pre-perforated, which means that you can tear the postcards out of the sheet after you've printed it on your standard paper. Or you can print it on cardstock and cut it with a standard just paper cutter. In this case I want to put a note at the top, just a reminder. And I want to put their name into it, so I'm going to click on Add Token, and again we'll choose Name. And I want to do the individual name and just the first name. We'll click OK, and we'll type in our message. So now that I've filled out this information, I can also include a graphic if I'd like, just by checking the box next to that and then telling the software where the graphic is actually located at. I could even go in and choose a picture if I'd like to, and click Open, and it puts that next to it. I can then click Next, and if I want to do a sort on this, if I have a large number of postcards going out, I can do that as well. I can also sort it by a secondary token, which would subsort it under the main sort. Next, one more time, I'm not going to be printing this in Microsoft Word, so I'll click on Finish, and I now have my medical form mission trip, and I can click on Print, and you can see it prints 3 of those per page for the postcards, and I'd be able to tear those right out of the Avery stock or cut those using a standard cut paper cutter and cardstock. So this should have you set on creating your postcards directly out of Inspire. Not very difficult at all. We'll get into later in how to use Microsoft Word on printing some different types of reports and contact means as well.